everyone, thank you for joining me for another video today here on Lynn's Everyday Ideas. This is an explosion box that I am making for a guest post over on Life is Sweeter by Design. Her website is lifeissweeterbydesign.com. She has a Pinterest board. The username over there is Sweeter by Design. And then her Facebook is Life is Sweeter by Design. So make sure to go and check Jamie's different sites out. And my guest post today with the explosion box is to show you that you can make a very nice gift with very few scrapbooking supplies. Throughout the video, I'll show you some different options for if you don't have supplies or if you do. So this box starts with 4 pieces of cardstock that you cut down and score at various sizes to make the box and the lid. I will put a link in the description not only to Jamie's site, but also to where I got the dimensions for this box. So I've cut the paper down to size. Now I'm scoring it to show where I'm going to cut and fold. I chose the ivory cardstock because it matched the scraps of paper that I was going to use, but as I see the video, a darker paper probably would have been better for being able to see my score lines. So after you make those, you're just going to cut the edges out. I show you can do that either with a paper trimmer if you have one, or with your scissors if you don't. Like I said, this can be made with very few supplies. You can get the pieces of cardstock at your big box store and just a few pieces of patterned paper as well if you want to give it a try. I'm actually using scraps from an old kit that I got in December of 2015, so it was time to kill that kit, and this did it. So you'll see this is the smallest piece of my box, and you'll see how that starts to form right there. So now I'm going to cut the other 2 sheets in the same fashion, and now I'm going to attach them together. I prefer that Sookwang tape, or you can also use liquid glue or a tape runner depending on what you have. Again, 3 different options so that you don't have to go out and buy a whole lot of supplies. I like this Sookwang score tape because it does hold very, very well, and since I had it on hand, I decided to go with that. With that kind of tape, you do need to burnish it down, and that is why I'm using that scraper there. So you put your adhesive of choice on the square portion of each cutout and just layer them up, trying to get them as close to even on each side as possible. You can make even more layers to this if you wanted to. You can make another layer even smaller than the one I'm doing. But you have to be careful that once you add photos to this, it can get too bulky if you do add too many layers. So here's the last one going in. And now the basic construction of your box is complete. And that's, a rough estimate of what it'll look like when it's all folded up. I do go ahead and refold these just to make sure I didn't get any tape anywhere or that everything is going to work when I package it all up. Now, if you do have crafty supplies, you can use a decorative corner rounder or a regular corner rounder on this to give it a, another element. I chose not to do that so that at the end you could see that you get a lovely look even if you don't have those supplies. So now I'm going to work on the lid. This is my fourth piece of cardstock. So at my Hobby Lobby, cardstock is 79 cents. When it's not on sale, and it goes on sale like I'd say every third week maybe. So with the patterned paper on this and some embellishments, if you get them all on sale, you're looking at maybe under $10 to have a very impressive gift. So I've done all my score lines now, and you're just going to cut on each one of each side to be able to fold the lid. I do use, again, the Sukwang tape on this, especially because the lid is what holds everything together, so I wanted that to be the strongest piece of all. I also like that this particular tape tears very easily. You don't need any scissors for this, so it makes the process that much easier or more quick to complete. This box took in total maybe an hour. I did speed the video up, but not ridiculously. I did it during nap time on a Friday afternoon. I'm very thankful our daughter is still napping. She's 19 months, and our son at this point started giving up naps. So if you have supplies, crafty supplies at your place already, you can use a decorative edge punch here. But again, I didn't, to show you what a nice look you can get with just some scraps. I'm using the Photoplay Dear Santa because I had that kit, as I said, from 2015, and this is what I have left, so I am going to make it work. Right now I'm just going to cut the papers down to make the decorative portion of each of the flaps for the explosion box when you open it up. See, just showing you there that that's what I'm working on. You need obviously 4 of each design to get all layered up. I chose the 2 least busy patterns for the bottom and the top because you see the most of them, where the one in the middle kind of gets covered up. I did want to use this dot paper, but I end up not having enough, so I go with the snowflake paper that you see in the upper right hand corner right now. The one thing you could do on these pieces, if you have crafty supplies at your place, is you can ink the edges in a complementary color. I probably would have inked all these edges in green since my box was cream. I think the red would have been too stark, but I think a green would have been perfect. So I'm almost done here. I don't make you sit through, I don't believe, cutting down the snowflake paper as well. Nope, I didn't make you sit through that. So now I'm going to work on decorating the lid. You want to decorate the lid before you put the box together, at least the top portion, because otherwise it's not meant to have pressure on the lid. It's just a piece of paper. So if you're trying to put anything on there, I have had problems with trying to push an embellishment on there and the box lid collapsing. So I always decorate those before I put them together. So here you see I'm using both liquid glue and tape runner to show you the versatility of either, whatever you have in your crafty stash, and just layering those pieces that I cut up on the explosion flaps. When I do use liquid glue, I use my scraper so that it gets right to all of the edges and that you can't feel the liquid glue when it dries, so that it's pretty flat. So there it is, all layered up. Now you can do decorations on the outside of the box. You can do a single strip like I'm going to do since I'm using scraps. Or if you have embossing folders at your crafty place, you can make a piece of embossed paper for that whole area. Or if you had patterned paper, you could do another patterned paper on there. Or die cuts. I was showing you a die cut that I have that would fit in there. But again, since I'm showing how you can make such a nice gift with very little supplies, I'm using the scraps I have left. Like I said, this was a kit, and from that kit I got 5 layouts, this explosion box, and 2 gift card holders that also held chocolate, so they were a substantial size. So I considered, after this project, I considered that kit killed. I am on a no-buy this year. At least I'm attempting a no-buy this year. Since I have so much stash at my place. I have gone through July, August, September, October. I am in month number 5, and the only thing I have bought so far is 1 single paper pad to match a collection that I got with a gift certificate. So I'm doing well. This is a Prima poinsettia that I had from the kit. I didn't think I would use those poinsettias when the kit came. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with those. There were 4 of them. I actually used 3 of them, so I surprised myself. Now I'm going to put the box lid together. I'm going to embellish that with the ribbon you see in the right-hand corner. That is just a piece of ivory ribbon with another piece of green ribbon glued onto the top. Both came from my stash. I did not purchase anything extra to make this box so that you could see the versatility of what you may have around your house. So this is a general idea of how it will look. I still, like I said, have to put that ribbon on, and I will do some decorating on the top. So I glue the ribbon down just with my liquid adhesive, and that seemed to hold it pretty well. I actually have the box here with me, and it is fine. I know ribbon can be tricky to get stuck down. I did not cut the ribbon until I was sure it was glued in place, because I have cut things before, you know, that measure twice, cut once. I have done that and ended up having to come up with another plan for my design, so I always leave extra. So I'm taking the sticky off that sticker with my Perfect Crafting pouch. You can also use baby powder if you have that around your house, because I am going to add some dimension to that sleigh in a little bit. So I'm looking to see what I can put in that right-hand corner. It needs something. If you are giving this as a gift, you could put labels that say to or from. That little piece says Merry Christmas, but it wasn't big enough. I liked it, but it wasn't big enough for me. I liked the idea of the flowers, but it didn't seem to match anything, you know, that I had on there, so I just went with that joy symbol. Stick that down with a little bit of liquid glue, and now we're going to finish up with the sleigh piece. If you have a crafty stash, just use your pop dots. If not, Kids Fun Foam works really well. You'll see I cut it into strips, glue it on the sticker, and then glue the sticker on the lid. So I hope this has given you a good idea of something you could create without having a huge paper crafting stash. Just using a few pieces you bought at the craft store and things you may have around the house. And I'd love it if you'd give me a thumbs up. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. And please make sure to check out Jamie's website as well, lifeissweeterbydesign.com. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you'll leave a comment and give this a thumbs up. And I'll be sure to catch you again soon. Bye.